Okay, we're here with Utah Valley head coach Cathy Nixon. Coach, if you can just give us some general comments on this year's team and expectations for the year.
You bet. We're really excited for the season with Utah Valley women's basketball. We have some returning players that have some experience now and some good incoming players. So this time of year, if you're a coach and not optimistic, I think you're probably in the wrong business.
Coach, all of your starters are returning this year with Rhea Spooner-Knight as part of the WAC all-first team. What do you think she's going to bring to the table this year?
I think Rhea is going to do what she's done since she got to Utah Valley, which is just be really consistent. I think that's the quality that I admire most about her. I think she's improved her game. She was able to play this summer some with the New Zealand national team and able to work on some of the things that can help her to progress a little bit. And so, yeah, she's just kind of the glue of our team, and I think she'll pick right up where she left off last season.
Who are some of the newer players this year that you feel like are instantly making an impact on your team?
That's a good question. You know, this time of year, freshmen, it's a learning curve. We have a group that I think down the road will be pretty healthy and good. Emphasis on the healthy part. The other day, we've only had a few practices, but we had a line of freshmen on the sideline with pulls and tweaks and bumps. So I'm not sure which ones of them will this year make the biggest impact. I think we have some players that can shoot the ball from the perimeter in Kelsey McCann, Quinn Huggins. But, like I said, with our returning girls, those freshmen now are just learning how to play and learning how to compete at the level that they need to.
How do you guys feel about the rule, or just the change ultimately with 4 quarters instead of 2 halves? How do you think that's going to impact the game?
I don't know. It'll be interesting. I think it'll put some emphasis on, time and clock management. I think that's something that we've been good at in the past, and hopefully that'll work to our advantage. I think anytime there's any rule change, you just want to make it work in your favor.
Coach, you had Mariah Seals last year was voted WAC Freshman of the Year. What kind of year are you expecting out of her this year?
We expect great things out of Mariah. She had a fantastic offseason, and I think really it was a boost to her confidence to be recognized by the coaches and media in the WAC, and she worked hard this summer. I think if you were to ask anyone on our team, including our strength and conditioning coach, our academic people, they would tell you that Mariah is our hardest worker. I asked my team the other day who did they think the hardest worker was, and they said Mariah. She's just, I really love the fact that Mariah takes advantage of every opportunity that she's given. She's thrived academically, she's thrived on the court, and I think she's going to step into a more of a leadership role this year. We have her on our leadership council. It kind of gives her permission to be a little bit more vocal, but we expect awesome things from her.
It looks like you mixed up the starting lineup a little bit last year. Are you planning on sticking with a more consistent starting lineup, or are you going to mix it up again this year?
I think we changed it like every game, didn't we? But we probably will again this year. We have the unique, I think it's a positive of having really diverse players. For example, you can compare Rhea Spooner-Knight with Sam Loggins at the 5. Rhea is such a different player. Sam was 6'5" and a low block player. Rhea really more of a perimeter player with quickness that can face up. And so I think we'll continue to change things up. And just based on matchups and the week of practice, we'll play whoever we feel like can help us to win games.
Looks like the end of the season in the WAC tournament, really close game against Seattle U. What do you think is the next step to kind of get you over the top in the WAC tournament?
We spent a lot of time thinking about that, and it wasn't just that game, but last year we lost 10 games by 5 or less points. And so we talk about that as a team. Our returning players have that in the forefront of their mind. We're determined to close those close games. And I think as our players have gotten better, gotten more experience, I think that was the difference in those games, was just experience. If you go back, you can see people's juniors and seniors just made plays, and our younger players often didn't. And so I think our experience will work to our advantage, and absolutely, we intend to close those close games and during the year and also here at the tournament.
Utah Valley opens up the season at your alma mater, BYU. What's it like taking on the team that you starred for as a player?
That was probably one of my most unique coaching moments. The first time we played at BYU, when I was coaching at UVU, they had changed the arrangement in the Marriott Center there, and the visiting team locker room was what was the home team locker room. And so I was standing in front of my old locker coaching my Utah Valley team, and I just had one of those moments of, wow, this is super awesome and really weird. But yeah, it's, you know, I'm UVU through and through now. I had great experiences at BYU as a player and a coach, but I've been at Utah Valley long enough that those are a distant memory. I try to have my playing memories be a distant memory. Yeah, I'm excited about it. We've been able to play BYU quite a few times since I've coached at UVU, and they're going to have a really good team. So right out of the gate, our team will be tested by who I think is going to be one of the best teams in the West.
Are there any other kind of non-conference matchups that you're looking forward to this season?
I think anytime we play an in-state school, there's some added excitement for that. Those are teams that we typically go up against head-to-head often in recruiting and for some of the in-state bragging rights. But I value all those preseason games. We have some really strong opponents, I think, in Boise State. We go to a tournament at Nevada, and I think the lineup that we have for the preseason will prepare us really well for conference play, which ultimately is the goal.
Okay, thank you, Coach.
Thank you very much.